Hello people, welcome back to Follow That. So we have some new content of sorts, Assault on ATT-16. This guide I'm going to cover attacking, and the other one I'll follow up with defending shortly. So you need at least 8 players, and the person who's doing it decides whether team balancing is on or off. That's probably the most important thing. If it is off, you can have more players on one side than the other. And if it's off, you can switch teams. Here, team balancing is on, so you get equal numbers, and the decision really is about which weaponry you go for. I go for infantry if I'm attacking, because you get the assault rifle, and I find that that is as good as anything. And anyway, for the demolition stuff, you only get 2 of each unless you resupply with weapons when you're on the ground. Now then, one thing to note, I didn't realise this to start with, you're not actually flying this plane this time. This is being done by pilot and it just circles. So all you're doing is trying to get out of it as quickly as you can. So get reasonably close to Fort Zancudo and then dive out and try and get to point A or point B as quickly as you can to start disabling, destroying those terminals. The other team will come from the aircraft carrier in the other direction. And I've found that if you are quick, you get there straight away, you aim straight for E, you don't get distracted with the extra weapon loadouts or the orbital cannon down on the other side, so the western side of the island, and go straight for the terminal and try and get in a good position to defend it. And what you're really looking for is to have a group of you around it to defend it properly from the other team. So I'm going to go in here, I've gone straight for it, so I think I'm in good shape to be the one that disables it. And here we go, on there first, you get a few soldiers that are there, that there's circles, and then those wider dots with the arrow are other players. So here we go. You may recognise this little mechanic. There we go. It's almost Guitar Hero, isn't it? It's that sort of idea. Right, so we disable it. Then wait for that countdown to go all the way to 0. But the other team can deactivate your hack. There you go. Guy was up on the roof. Took me out from up there. That's a good position when you're defending, but we're attacking. Set your spawn point. I like to spawn in the cargo bob because you can leave it on the ground nearby and then you respawn in that point if you get taken out. There we go, just squash that guy. Let's put an end to that. Okay, so that countdown, as long as they haven't disabled it, so they're disabling it now, we basically would have to go in and re-enable the destruction sequence. There you go, they've deactivated it, so we need to get in there and go and reactivate that. And you've got to destroy both of those terminals before that timer, bottom right, runs out. And when you've done both of them, you get extra time, basically. Here we go. There's a terminal. Oh, a big mistake, my friend. You were looking the wrong way. Right, so that's got rid of him. I think there's just a soldier around the corner, but where is he? There he is. Okay, take the soldier out. I mean, soldiers are pretty terrible at defending themselves. Okay, right, so we've got some teamwork there. And really, what you really need is to be communicating with your team. Tell them to surround a certain point. And obviously the comms go to both teams. So, but really, if you can get a group of you around a point, then you've got a chance. Here we go. And this has helped. It's better when there are smaller teams. Otherwise, it's just bedlam. I think kind of 4 to 6 aside is best. But obviously, you're not in control of that. It's a question of what's there. So right. So once we've deactivated it, once we've set the destruction sequence, then just got to protect that area until it blows. So we've got this guy here. Oh, I think he's only got a little bit of health left. There we go, got him. There we go, so I protected it. That countdown is going well. We're in good shape. Someone needs to go and do the other side. There we are, Terminal B's about to explode. We're in good shape. What was that? Right, so there is an orbital cannon at the top of the map that you can use. Both sides can use that, and I really don't get why that is there. It's pretty pointless. Right, so I popped my cargo bob on top of that hangar. That's why I was able to spawn straight back in there. Alright, let's take that guy out. When those 2 initial points on the eastern side of Zancudo have been destroyed, you're then on to exactly the same deal, A and B on the other side in the next part of it. Alright, so let's head straight over there, and like I said, I try and get to these points as quickly as I can initially. So normally you get a bit of grace before the other team gets there, but we'll see. Now then, got a guy over there on the other side. You also see that there's some weapons to pick up, so look for those symbols around the map. there's an RPG here, but don't get too excited. It's literally one RPG, so it's really not that great. Kind of useful. Here we go. So now on to the next two. Again, we've got to destroy these before the time, bottom right, runs out. There we go, set the sequence, and now we need to protect this area from the guys that are going to attack it. Okay, I find getting a good bit of height on there, overlooking the point, the same way that guy sniped me, is a great way to do it. So here we go. Those are now destroyed. Obviously I skip forward a little bit on time. My team's doing a good job here, because I think it's fair to say it's easier to defend than it is to attack. And particularly if you don't have balancing on and you have more defenders, it's almost impossible. So always check that on the balancing. Ideally it should just be same on each side, so balancing is on. But when balancing is off, you can switch teams at the start and it becomes a bit too easy. So now we're on to the next phase. We've done Fort Zancudo. It's time to attack the aircraft carrier, and you've got to destroy the relays. Now switch to auto-targeting missiles, and you'll see you've got little numbers on each of those relays, so you have to hit them a certain amount of times to destroy them, and again we have to do it within the time period. This is great fun. It's like some kind of, you know, that sort of World War II fighter bombers, battle for the Pacific. It's quite a fun little thing. And the opposition have heavy guns that they can get into if they realise that they are there to take you out. But really we're circling, do enough circles and you'll take them out. But or you can do it on the ground. So here we go. So we've destroyed the relays, we get some extra time. And again now we have 2 terminals to take out that are on the deck of the carrier. And here, like I said, there's a bunch of extra weapons you can pick up or resupplies. Now then, so we need to get to those terminals, take them out. Alright, now those are done, we've taken out those terminals exactly the same way as before. Don't forget that around there are these data drives that it mentions bottom right. You can do those in Fort Zancudo and here, you just need to walk up to one of those dollar points and then you get a bit of extra cash for your team. Not much, but if you do all of them, it does stack up. Okay, so here we go. Now we're on to the next bit. So what we need to do is to get the Raiju out of the aircraft carrier, the next phase. Now if the opposition team are organised, you can make this pretty tough. But here we've done a really good job organising. I think, to be fair, a couple of the defenders have quit, which is one of the main reasons that this goes badly. People start losing, they quit, and then it just upsets the balance of it. Right, so you have to walk into this green circle, and then you cue a very, 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 very slow sequence for opening the hangar doors. That person will get out of the way. It's a bit buggy whether it triggers or not. Here we go. Enter. Right, so we have to push this door and the one behind to open the space to release the Raiju. So someone can fly out, someone can get in and fly out. Right, I've literally skipped 20 seconds of me doing this. And obviously you're very vulnerable when this is going on. Right, so we need to get into that Raiju and just fly out the doors and then you've made it. As long as you don't get blown up mid-air while you're doing it. Now, of course, I'm on PC, so of course, this game here was absolutely ruined by a modder. So we've got somewhere in there. That person there's a modder. Look, no damage whatsoever. Headshots. So they are then just blowing up the aircraft over and over again, completely ruining the game. So I can get them, I can smack them to the ground, but then they would just get up because they've got God mode on whatever mods they're running. So frustrating. I mean, why just not have some fun? Enjoy the game like that. Taken out by the Raiju. But that's done. So we are clear. We've got the Raiju away. And that's it. That's how we win the game as a team. So you can win it. Yes, indeed. I think it's more fun winning when you're attacking. But it's easier to defend. So I hope that helps you out and gives you some clarity on how it works, how to play. Good luck. Wait for the defending coming up soon.